What's good? What's poppin'? Welcome to another episode of that deep shit where we connect the dots. And on today's episode, we're going to revisit a topic that we've already spoke about, the Crossroads. So this will be Crossroads Part 3. I like how the 3 just comes into screen. My fingers just pop in. Wow. You don't expect it. Right? You don't expect it. Wow. Okay. So, when we last spoke about the Crossroads, I imagine, or if I can recall, that I said that, hey, you can have a path and a plan of where you're going and your goal and your destination. But what if you just made a right, did something totally obscure, something totally impromptu? What would happen? How would your path turn out? And I said, let's try this and see how it goes. Well, update, I tried it. Man, let me tell you. I tried this. This is a real life experiment. This is something true. So I'm going to be sharing intimate details about my life. Okay? So whatever the circumstance was, I was like, yo, I'm just going to move out of my apartment. I know I need to move. I'm not really ready. I don't really feel like doing this. I'm just going to do it. This was part of me choosing a different path against what I already seen or had planned. So I just got up and moved. Yes, as I moved, I kind of created a sub plan or a tentative plan, of how I was going to do it. Of course, I didn't just move and just went nowhere, but I moved out of my apartment. So I changed my path. I was at a crossroad and decided to take a different path. When you do this is fifth dimensional thought. Stop thinking like a human and operate as a god. Fifth dimensional thought. So as I did this, what I perceived to be bad situations have ensued. What I perceived to be bad luck has happened. I've lost people in my life. I've lost my job. I've lost a lot. And on the surface, I'm like, yo, what's going on? What is this? I don't have a place. I don't have a job. All these people are gone. What's going on? Until someone reminded me that this isn't even real. I had to be reminded that I was in the Matrix, and I even forgot myself that I chose to take a different path. So that means the things that were on my initial path are not there anymore. So on this new path, those things on the old path are falling away. You see what I'm saying? So, but the story form is, oh, I lost my job. Oh, I lost. That's the story, but you got to look past the story. If you got to operate as a god. So I chose a new path. So now there's supposed to be new things. Holding on to old things has been one of the most important lessons that I've been learning on this new path. And this new path has been filled with nothing but lessons every day. So much so, I don't have time to even be on YouTube. I don't even have time to. I'm almost thinking that YouTube may be part of the old path. But I will say this. As I've realized and come to be aware of this movie matrix that we call life. It's like a movie. It's not real. Like, getting in arguments with people and, oh man, fuck you and all that. All that. That's not reality. I mean, we think that that's real. That's not real. It's the basis of things. It's the time, place, who, when, what, where. It's that. It's the hard things that don't change. So as I'm moving from one timeline to another timeline, the things that are still in my Matrix movie or existence that carried over from the old timeline, those things are solid. Those things are solid. I'm starting to be aware of that. Like, okay, that's solid right there. That's solid. So yeah, but it's been a very bumpy, scary ride. But now that I'm coming into aware, I'm like, oh, now the things that are happening, I'm realizing are things that I've had thoughts of in the old timeline. So now they're manifesting in the new timeline. They're manifesting in the new path. There were thoughts in the old path, but they had to, they weren't going to come to fruition on the old path. They had to go to the new path. Remember, operating as a god, this lifespan is a blink of an eye, but thinking as a human, it's a lot of stress, trials, and tribulations that we need to learn lessons from. The key here is you have to be aware that you are both. You are both operating as a god and also thinking and feeling as a human. So a lot of people be like, oh, you're just being a human. You're just acting like a human. I hate humans. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're hating yourself because you're here talking about you hate humans as a human. Nonetheless, embracing both aspects of your existence and your experience is the key. Being aware of the paths and the choices and the crossroads. When there becomes a choice and a decision to make, it's always a crossroad. Every time you're on a path and you have to make a decision, no matter how small or how large, that is a fifth dimensional vortex in your timeline. Because you can choose your own adventure, Bandersnatch. Every time you have a choice. So that means if you're at a stoplight, that's a choice. You're not paying attention, but it's a choice. You're like, oh, should I take this job or not? That's a choice. Should I continue in this relationship? It's a choice. They're all fifth dimensional vortexes in your timeline. Be aware and master it. Stop thinking like a human. Operate as a god. You already know what the deal is. Keep them third eyes open. I'm gone.